Hello, hi, good evening, and this is Jibzy, and you're welcome to Football Fan Zone. And I have here with me
Aremu of New York City.
Mr. Aremu of New York City. I can understand that you're a Barcelona fan. I just interviewed your fellow
Mm-hmm.
compatriots.
Yes.
Like I asked them, what do you feel about your so-called exceptional season for Barcelona this season?
Um, I would say we are having a good run. Uh, at the time, we are putting in our best, and then outstanding players, uh, a very good communicational team. So I would say we are getting there with the set of youngins that we have right now. I would say we are getting somewhere.
Hmm. Like I told him, so you guys are having a great season on the verge of winning the La Liga. But
Mm-hmm.
like when you look at the Barcelona team, you look at the kind of lineup you guys have, you look at what Xavi is doing into the team. What kind of players do you think? Okay, yeah, this transfer season is coming into play. Okay, yeah, this is the type of players I feel like Barcelona needs in their squad. The kind of players that can help the young boys grow. With the controversy of Messi coming back, what kind of players do you think you guys are willing to look up to in the transfer window?
I mean, there's been a lot of rumors about the spectacular Messi is going to come back or is not going to come back. That is not going to be one basic thing that is going to affect or put an input to the team because it's already a team already. He coming back is just going to be adding a little bit of flavor to the team. So like we as a team at the moment we are not solid, but we are standing straight. So like if you have the likes of Aubameyang come back, we have the likes of Ashraf Hakimi or something like that.
But Aubameyang was in Barcelona. I don't think he ever had Chavis nod.
He didn't, cause why? We had a top notch of Lewandowski coming, so it would make no sense having two forwards doing the same thing.
So what makes you think he's going to make any difference still with Lewandowski on the team?
I mean, Dembele and Aubameyang has a very very special type of connection that they are able to work in hands and hands with each other. If you see 90% of or 80% of goals from Aubameyang, the assists are always coming from Dembele. So they have that connection between them that they work hand in hand together to get the goals.
Lewandowski put a lot of goals in the back of the net for Barcelona, so I wouldn't consider him not having good connection
Yeah, he
with the
does.
midfielders.
Yes, he does.
So that
But
means it wouldn't still change a thing in the Barcelona front.
in your perspective,
I'm just asking from a Barcelona's
yeah. So,
perspective.
but from my perspective, watching it from as a Barca fan, I would say, okay, this is what can be done. Okay, probably having some new transfers like Aubameyang come back
Like you
on the
said,
team.
Aubameyang. I think you're a big fan of Aubameyang. Good strike. He's
Really,
a very good striker, exceptional
it
striker.
is.
Even if he's
He
left out of
is.
the squad in Chelsea,
I'm
I
so
don't
sorry.
think
Unfortunately for
I
him
don't
for
think
that
he
one.
really had the good side of Grant Potter and Todd Boyle. But what I'm
Absolutely.
trying to say now is when you look at the football world, you see good strikers, exceptional ones. You see players like in the Premier League. When we go to the Premier League, we see nice strikers. We have Rashford is on fire right now.
He is absolutely.
Good, exceptional player. Alan breaking up record. Victor Osimhen for
Oh,
Napoli,
that's the number one right there.
another exceptional player. We have Tammy Abraham.
Oh yeah.
When you look at those players, those teams, the leagues, the top five leagues, the Serie A, the La Liga,
hmm
the EPL, the Bundesliga. When you look at those teams, what kind of players do you think? Yeah, I would want Barcelona to sign one of this.
Okay, if we are to pick up one of the strikers that that are actually top ranking at the moment, like destroying the leagues at the moment. Personally, with no biasness or any type of thing, like me personally, I would just see probably Victor Osimhen or Rashford. As somebody that will make an input to the team because why they have a certain type of caliber of the way they play. Rashford is so dynamic. He destroyed our team the other time. He made our defense work.
Yeah, I remember.
So, but I'd say Rashford has
I
that.
think I won the game too. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
it,
disqualified you.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm sorry, you didn't make it somewhere too.
but I disqualified you.
But you didn't make it somewhere either.
We could argue
But
about
that's
that
the
later.
point. So, but I would say Rashford or Victor Osimhen is so dynamic in Napoli at the moment. He's a groundbreaker. He goes for it. So I would say, okay, if we have Osimhen, it probably might not help, but having him as a striker would be a worthy thing to have.
Having him might not help is a very, very controversial statement to make from a football world, given what Osimhen is doing. Osimhen in Barcelona, do you think is going to play alongside Lewandowski, or one person has to sit for one person? Because the price tag on Osimhen doesn't really define him sitting on the bench.
That's the problem. So now that we have Lewandowski as a top player, as a top striker at the moment, there is no player that's going to come in as a striker that's going to be wanting to be substituted. You would always want to start. So Lewandowski is not going to be on the seat for you. just for you to start. So if Victor Osimhen comes, there is no point. He's gonna be on the bench.
Victor Osimhen has made a very good connection with uh, Kvaratskhelia
Oh yeah,
in
that's
in
that's
in
that they
Napoli.
they have a very good connection too.
When you look at Napoli, when they sold out, when they discarded their best players, the players that have been there for like years. You see players like Koulibaly, and just to name a few, and just bringing those young players. What do you think of that kind of transformation for them to just win the Serie A? Like they won the Scudetti this year.
Like I said, new young generations, they are the ones that are helping the team now.
The more electric.
Yeah, they are the more vibrant ones. They are the more get going ones. They are the more that are like ready to risk anything for the team. You're not going to be sitting here as a 35-year-old telling me, okay, I'm going to make a run back and forth.
Longevity, like the longevity isn't there
It's not
anymore.
even it.
But
So
when
like
you, as a football fan, you look into the football world. Who would you rank as like, yeah, this player stood out for me this year. It's very exceptional this year. It was groundbreaking. Like it shook the world this year. Most improved player for the year. What would you think it is?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Osimhen was an underdog, and he came out strongly to wow the whole of Napoli.
Yeah, no one would think of Osimhen at the beginning of the season.
No,
when you think
nobody.
of it.
No man barely got goals. But that's not the point. But he came out expeditiously and just started, dominating everybody. But like we know Haaland as a, goal scorer, he's there, he scores the goals.
Look
and
at it.
stuff like
Alan already broke the record
Oh
for the
shit.
youngest player with the highest goal in Champions League.
33 goals is it?
The player with the most goals in the Premier League in one season.
That
Alan is very
he
very
is
exceptional
he is
this
dominating
season.
the Premier League at the moment.
Yeah,
He
he's
is
dominating
he
the
is
Premier League.
he's a beast.
He's banking goals in, day out. So who would you consider as your best player overall in the 2022-2023 season?
Okay. Now that is a very, very, difficult question. I wouldn't say difficult, but a bit more complex because you have to choose one. But me, I would say, you know, sentimentally, I'm just going to be sentimental at this point. But me, I would still say, Rafinha does it for me. He came to Barca knowing not how Barca plays. So him adapting to what Barca's style is at the moment,
So generally, Rafinha is your best player
I
of
would
the
say
season.
yes.
That's a very precise person. Is someone nobody would expect you to pick. But when you look at the flop of the season, just look at a player that you know. Okay, yeah, I was. It was very buzzing to get. It was very. It was very talked about in the transfer market, and it's like, okay, yeah, he didn't just meet up to the expectations of the media. He didn't meet up to the expectations of the league and the club. What kind of player would you pick out as a standout player? Like, yeah, I pick him as a flop of the season.
I have two personally. First, from my own team, Ferran Torres. He does nothing on the team.
That's very specific. Huh?
It is. So I would say but generally in the football world, I would say Enzo. To be honest,
Enzo Fernandez for Chelsea.
Enzo Fernandez for Chelsea. To me,
I'll tell you, son, since since the end of the World Cup, it was talked about in the media. The price tag for
the
Enzo
price tag
Fernandez.
was enormous.
You want him to come. You were expecting someone like that to come into Chelsea and just make a buzz. Groundbreaking performances day in, day out.
You would want the effect of your name right after the World Cup.
The type of players that you want in your team, and they're already making songs about them. And
that's what I'm talking about.
And you're right, Enzo Fernandez. That would make a cut for it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say it, what kind of players would you also see? The opposite of it, the signing of the year, the player that they brought him in first season, boom, it got the ground shaking, it got it moving it moved every rock in the league.
I mean, sis, me personally, for our season, Lewandowski does it.
But in the general world, I wouldn't consider Lewandowski personally in the whole football world because we have Haaland,
Yeah.
we have Osimhen. Signing of the season, we have better players. You have Mitoma in the Premier League.
Mitoma is one person too. Mitoma is one.
So would you consider your signing of the season?
Okay. I'll go by Haaland because he came in and destroyed the Premier League. Haaland would do it for me.
What would you consider as a player that it does everything for the team, but his work rate is really really underrated? That you don't really see it, but when the player is not in the team, you could tell. You see players like Bruno Fernandes.
Yes,
Creativity for Manchester at its
players.
peak. Key players for
key
Manchester
players.
United. Players like that, when you don't see them in the field, you could tell their absence. So what player does it for you?
I mean,
It's like an unsung hero.
yeah, something like that. So like me personally, our team suffered that mishap that we had when Pedri was not on the team. When we didn't have Pedri on the team, we had Burley was able to make key passes and stuff like that, but Pedri would do it for me.
Yeah, but in the whole
He's
football world, Pedri,
yeah. I mean, I look at things from my team
Barcelona's
perspective.
point of view, yeah.
Yeah, and now taking it outside of where I am at, yeah, that would say what it is.
So what top teams? What would you rank the teams in the world now? Like let's say the top five, the best teams you're gonna put in order
The best teams that I'm gonna put
right
in order
now.
at the moment.
You got a lot of teams breaking the ground. You
Yeah,
see,
this
you see, AC Milan
AC Milan
going
came out of
crazy.
nowhere.
Napoli is going crazy.
They came
Manchester
out of
City,
nowhere.
Arsenal is they actually shook the world
Yo,
this season.
Arsenal gave me a point of doubt. Like I don't mean I'm not a fan of Arsenal, but they gave me that shock that weekly. Wow, somebody come from the back like this and just just stand and shake.
So what are you
Man
gonna?
City.
So what team are you gonna rate order of five?
Okay, at 5 I'll put Arsenal.
Brilliant.
I'll put Arsenal at number 5. At number 4, I'll say Napoli.
Napoli number 4. That's shocking.
Yeah.
Napoli. They made it to the semifinals.
Yeah,
of
they
the
did.
Champions League. You
They
know
did.
That, right?
They
They were
did.
disqualified by AC Milan.
So, and number 3, I would have to put in AC Milan up there because now they're very solid form.
They're in solid form. They
Number
have a
2,
foot into the final already.
Absolutely. Number 2, and I'll put Manchester City. Man City is like
Pepper's done a brilliant job.
Pep is
Pepper's done a brilliant job. Alan, Grealish, Mahrez, Foden.
he came
Just
and
in the
unleashed
field,
the beast.
Bernardo Silva.
He came and unleashed the beast.
Kevin De Bruyne. So it's going to be a number 1 team.
Yeah, number 1 team obviously is going to be Barcelona. The number
This
1 team in
season.
the world. Yeah, I mean I'm top of my league, so and I'm probably about to be charming into I know I'm first.
Like you said, you're top in your league.
Mhm.
Imagine if Arsenal was in the La Liga. Do you see Arsenal winning the league over Barcelona?
No,
No?
they have
Reason
no
why?
capacity.
Reason why?
There's none of them can stand back up.
So you say none of them can stand in the Premier League?
Nah.
What about Man City?
I mean, Man City give us a tough time.
So do you think they're gonna win the league ahead of you if they played in La Liga?
Okay, that's.
You already said a team like Arsenal can make good. They can make a run for your money.
Arsenal is not. It's not it.
They're exceptional this season. You come to think of it.
Exceptional. Me, I've always been exceptional. My team has always been exceptional.
Like
So
I always remind you, no matter how exceptional your team was, I beat your team.
Okay. I mean, well, you beat
Arsenal that
you
you're
beat my
talking
team.
about in question, I beat them 3-1, Old Trafford, and they beat me to I
Oh,
think
wait,
it was
the last time I
3-2.
checked, they beat you too, right?
They beat me 3-2 in Etihad Stadium.
They did?
I mean Emirates. But last
They-
time I
did
checked,
they?
I draw with you,
Did
and I
they?
still beat you. You didn't beat me.
But where are you now? Okay, what number are you on the table right now?
I'm number 3 on the table.
Number what?
Number 3. You're winning
what-
your league, right? You
I
have
am-
you
I am
have
top
no
of my league.
you have no Copa del Rey in your tank. I have a trophy in my tank already,
I
and I have
support-
another league final.
I mean, who knows if you're gonna ball it or not?
Then we're gonna wait for time. Time is gonna tell about that.
So
But it's always nice having a chat with you, Mr. Aremu. It was always nice having a chat with you. But thank you very much.
No problem. Have a good one.